Kenya is honored to host the 2023 Consumers International Global Congress in Nairobi, the first in Africa since establishment in 1960. It is a mark of confidence in Kenya's strides in advancing consumer protection. On behalf of our President, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, I say, Karibuni sana, Nairobi. This is an important conversation taking place in Kenya when great progress is being made globally in protection of consumers. It is also a time that electronic commerce is growing in folds, with estimated sales surpassing $5.7 trillion globally. Last year, electronics and media devices and fashion commanded 41% and 31% of the market share, respectively. It is estimated that our country's e-commerce will hit the $4.2 billion in the next 4 years. This is not unique to Kenya. The digital evolution is changing how we do business, enhancing customer experience. The online experience can only be sustained if we, the policymakers and influencers, go a step ahead of threats and traps in e-commerce, including financial fraud, ransoms, among others. It is commendable that Kenya is among the few countries in Africa which have made substantive progress in the establishment and implementation of e-transaction laws, cybercrime laws, data protection privacy laws, consumer protection laws, among other key frameworks of protecting consumers in the physical and digital spaces. The Competition Authority of Kenya has made remarkable strides in the protection of consumers through various mechanisms since establishment, pursuant to the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and enabling legislation thereof. Distinguished delegates, while we celebrate this success, a United Nations and Kenya Association of Manufacturers report indicate that consumers in our country are exposed to exploitation. For instance, 2 out of 5 medicines on the shelves are counterfeits, a factor that not only endangers the lives of consumers, but also injures confidence in modern treatment. On the other hand, the Kenya Anti-Counterfeit Authority indicates that 30% of counterfeit goods are locally manufactured, while the other 70% are smuggled into the market through our borders. Illicit trade negatively impacts investments, reducing job creation and revenue. In 2018, we lost about 155 billion Kenya shillings in illicit trade. This is not unique to our country. Other countries with gaps in law or enforcement are in a similar predicament. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, out of 142 countries, only 52% of those under the research from Africa have robust e-commerce protection laws. Globally, there was no data in 52 countries pointing to an exposure to exploitation of consumers online. Because of the global connectedness of the physical and digital marketplace, harmonization of the consumer protection laws is key for unified application in various jurisdictions. This is important, especially in Africa, where countries are at different stages and levels in consumer protection. This is why the theme, Building a Resilient Future for Consumers, is an important conversation to states as they rush to deliver on the Sustainable Development Goals and other blueprints like the Kenya Kwanza Plan. Countries like Kenya may boast of strong legal frameworks on protection of consumers, but the blossoming of illicit trade points to possible limited awareness among the public. Raising awareness on such threats is critical to consumer protection. With the violation of consumers evolving with technology, national and transnational legal provisions will be less effective and possibly obsolete if reviews are not updated. For instance, Digital payments in Kenya are on the rise, like the rest of the world. The indigenous M-Pesa mobile service has transformed digital payments. As mobile banking and digital payments keep rising, more consumers' issues emerge. Relevant laws must be aligned to meet the demands of such developments. Further, adoption of artificial intelligence to track, arrest, and suppress the networks of consumer exploitations across the world cannot be gainsaid. Integration of such technology in consumer protection mechanisms is an assured way of effectively delivering on your mandate beyond the borders in a complementary manner. This is one of the key conversations that needs to be explored comprehensively to inform the outcome of 2023 edition of this Congress. Drawing from the varied international experiences, this gathering is a platform for dialogue, exchange of ideas, good practices, and forging partnerships in global consumer protection frameworks. On this note, I again express my gratitude to Consumers International for choosing Nairobi as the host city for this significant event. The outcome will have a lasting impact on the global consumer protection landscape. It is now my pleasure to declare the 2023 Nairobi edition of the Consumers International Global Congress officially open. Thank you.